Hi everyone, welcome. Monday, April 17th. I can't believe it's April already. It's so crazy. Hi Heather, my love. How are you feeling? How are you doing? How's life? How's your Lemurian crystal? Put your Lemurian on your little heart when you're sleeping. That just came to me. Hi. Oh, good. Yay. I'm going to fix my tripod really quickly. See if I can just get it up a little bit better. So I'm coming on at a different time than I normally do. I had some stuff to do. Hi, Brandy Love. So we'll see who joins. It's interesting. Hold on, I'm fixing my tripod. I need a new tripod. Oh my gosh, Heather, that's so funny. Crazy. Yeah, it just came to me. I'm like, oh, put it on your heart. Anyways, so funny what happened. Hi, Kat, love, hello. It's been a crazy last couple days. And last night, the subject that I was going to talk about today was the 5D. And for whatever strange, odd reason, I love you, Kat. For whatever strange, odd reason, it came to me that I'm supposed to talk about committing to your spiritual path. And that just didn't really resonate with me. I was like, okay, I'm just going to put that on my IG thing and then just sit with the Dhamma before I go on. So I sat with him about 45 minutes before I went on. And I was like, oh, this is why this subject came up. Because I was like, commitment, I don't like that word. Spiritual path, I don't like that word. All three of them together, I'm like, this is not resonating with me. Committing to your spiritual path, like, I kind of was like, the fuck, I'm not going to commit to anything. Stop telling me. Like, I just was not resonating with it. And as I was like bringing in this information, I'm like, oh, because we're not supposed to commit to anything. So we live in a duality, right? Like, we have duality. We have commitment, non-commitment, spiritual path, not a spiritual path, positive things, negative things, good things, bad things, happy, sad, right? So that's the duality we live in. So when this subject came in, committing to my spiritual path, I was like, this doesn't feel right to me. It's because there is no longer this idea of, or we are shifting out of the idea that we need to commit to anything. We are shifting out of this belief system that we have to do certain things, right? We have to be certain ways. We have to follow certain steps. You're on your spiritual path, you're not on your spiritual path. Fuck all of it. It's like, as this message was coming through, Adam was like, throw it out the door. None of it matters. It doesn't matter if you're going to commit to something and then you decide not to do it. It doesn't matter if you do what you say you're going to do or you don't do what you say you're going to do. It doesn't matter if you start going down this amazing spiritual path and then you veer off the freaking path for a whole 6 months, right? The end result is you're still moving towards the end result. You're still going to get there. So it doesn't matter this term of committing, right? This term of like pushing through, going the distance, like, I'm going to do it. What the hell? You know, he was like, just the only things we need to do is be gentle with ourselves, to be as present as we possibly can with what's presented. So you want to know how to commit to your spiritual path? What's being presented to you right now? That's your spiritual path, right? What is in front of me right now? Like, take the pressure off of us. Take this heaviness off of us. Relax into whatever is being presented in your life and have that surrender and the trust that everybody's been talking about the last couple of weeks, right? This surrendering and this trust that it doesn't matter if you're committing to your path or not, if you're on your path or not, if you're spiritually moving forward. You know, it's like all these terms we use, all these words we use, none of it matters. We're all still going, you're still moving in the direction of where you're going to get, wherever that is, whatever that is, right? Your higher self knows. Your ego doesn't know. So you just keep moving. And so that's why I was thinking, like, God, committing feels like such a harsh, three-dimensional term. Commit to your path. Stay the course. You know? It's like, no. This is what we need to do. We need to come from our hearts, right? More. We need to be as gentle with the world as we can. If somebody says they're going to do something and then they don't, let them have that experience, right? Let them have all of it. Love whatever it is that's presented in front of ourselves and stop trying to have so much control over it, right? Including your own life, including your own stuff that's happening. Release that control, that feeling of like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing it right. This person's doing it better than I am, right? This pressure. I mean, I'm speaking from my own experience. It's like, my God, man, how much more pressure can I put on myself? And then you get into this space with the Dhamma and it's like, none of it matters. When you get to that other level, right? When you're meditating and really feeling your light body, when you're really connected to your higher self, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. None of it matters. Commitment? Freaking higher self doesn't give a shit about commitment. What the hell is commitment to your higher self? They don't even know what that is. By the way, when you're in the fifth dimension, when you're living in that fifth dimensional space, there's no commitment. There's no commitment with the Dhamma and all the other ascended masters and all these other high beings. There's no commitment. They're present. That's it. Present. What do I feel like right now? What does my heart tell me right now? What am I feeling right now in this moment? What do I want? Right? And I understand, I can feel, I already hear the three-dimensional part of us that needs to live in this on this world. I get that. I understand we have to have a job, we have to pay bills. But we're moving back and forth like I've spoken about over and over again. And so you are being pushed, whether you want to or not, to be more in this other space. And it's very challenging and difficult because we're not used to it, right? So commitment to a lot of us doesn't feel right anymore. It's like, that feels harsh, right? Like, when your guides come down, right? Feel this. When your guides come down, are they like, now, Lori, you committed to doing this. Why didn't you do it? That's not how they feel, right? They feel like they're just loving you through this. They're giving you so much love through this difficult process and transition. They're not saying, now, wait a second. You said you were going to do something and you didn't do it. What are we going to do about it? Right? They don't do that. Your guides, these amazing, powerful beings that are a reflection of you, are just loving you through it. And so that's our test. That's what we're moving towards, right? It's like, okay, can I love myself even a little bit, even a minuscule amount as these guides love me, right? There's no pressure that they're putting on me. Why am I putting so much pressure on myself? They're not telling me to commit to anything. And again, I understand that there are things you have to commit to in life. You do have to go to a job. You do have whatever that is, right? But on another level where we're moving towards is releasing all of that. And so it's challenging to be in this space, right? It's like Adama told me the message. I don't like it. I'm trying to fit, I was trying to like deal with, okay, well, I'm supposed to be committing to something. I got that. And then it's like, no, the message here is that to start recognizing that these labels, that these ways of how we used to do things for hundreds of years are dissolving. It's all dissolving, right? So we're learning how to live in a much higher frequency And so you can talk about it all you want, but when it starts to happen, you know, when the rubber hits the road, if that's the term, when the rubber hits the road and it's like, okay, let's start practicing this. It's like, are you able to throw committing to your spiritual path out the door? Are you able to completely throw up your hands and surrender and say, okay, I'm going to trust with everything in my heart that what is being presented is my path, is my spiritual path, is what I'm supposed to be going, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when I'm confused or upset or angry with what's happening, even when it's not happening fast enough, am I able to sit in this space? You know, we're moving towards this ascended mastery. We're moving towards our divinity. And again, you know, all these people speak about, oh, you know, finding your divinity and living in your heart center and you know, merging with your higher self and all these beautiful terms. But when the rubber hits the road and we're practicing these words that everybody likes to use, and I'm not frowning on anyone, but I'm saying that when it's time to actually practice, which is what we're in, the school of practice, right? When it's time to practice it, it's like, okay, can you? Can you do it? Can you throw away the word commitment to your spiritual path and say, fuck it? I'm just going to be as present as I possibly can. I'm going to accept everything that's coming to me and trust that it's exactly how it's supposed to be. I'm going to have as much love for myself as I'm moving through this as I can. And love for everybody else's path and purpose and mission and what they're doing and how they need to do it. Right? And that's hard. That's really, really, really hard. I mean, there are many, many days where I'm up in Shasta and I'm like, okay, this isn't going the way I thought it was. Right? And then it's like, okay, stop. You can be in that space in your head of this isn't going the way I thought it was. Or you can be in the space of what's right in front of me right now. Well, right in front of me right now is this and this and this. Okay, so that's your purpose. That's your path. That's it. That's it. That's where you're going. Stop wasting energy on everything else. Stop wasting energy on you know, even so today's the first day of selling, you know, another term, right? Selling my course, my 6 week course that starts May 1st, right? And so I'm like, okay, Laura, you got to do this and you got to do this and you got to do this. And it's like too much pressure. Like, stop. No, I don't have to do any of that, right? The people that are going to be called to take this course are going to take the course. Whether I put 17 IG posts out there or 5, right? It's like whether I put a YouTube video out about it or not. It's like, what do I feel right now in this moment? Okay? That's how they live in the 5D. They don't live in the past. They don't live in the future. They don't live in what I should be doing, right? You know, you sit in the space of these beings and what they feel is what is right now. Okay, so when I get off this IG live, right, how am I going to feel? Am I going to want to, what am I going to feel like doing in this moment? Now, I don't have a lot of responsibilities like a lot of other people, right? I don't have a family and all of that other stuff. But even having those responsibilities, there is still an ability and an awareness to stay present and to not have this right or wrong, good or bad, right? There is still this ability to start shifting into this other way of being. You know, the only thing I can talk about is my experience. So I can't talk about what anybody else's experience is. I can only talk about my experience and hope that in talking about my experience, it activates something within you no matter what your life is like. You know, even if you're a CEO of a bank or something, you know, that somehow my messages will activate something within you, and maybe you'll take the pressure off yourself a little bit, you know? Maybe you'll take the pressure off of having to perform or having it to be perfect or having, you know, the spiritual entrepreneur is so much more, it's so much internal work, right? It's like a joke. It's like, the spiritual entrepreneur, again, terms, but whatever. Spiritual entrepreneur, we have to have something to label it. But if you're actually doing in this moment, readings or energy work or all that stuff, right? That's, spiritual entrepreneur. Man, there's so much more internal work that's happening as opposed to external work a lot of times, right? Or it's 50-50. It's like there's very much this balance between the internal work that you're doing and the external work that you're doing as the spiritual entrepreneur. And so watching that balance back and forth, the more you can just allow it all to unfold, the easier and more fluid it will be, right? You won't have these restrictions of, no, it's supposed to go this way. No, it's supposed to go this way. No, I'm supposed to do it this way. So the whole commitment to your spiritual path is throw it out the door, throw it away. Let it go, release it. Fuck it, who gives a shit? There's no commitment to anything, just be in the present. Just know that you're moving towards, how about this? Just know that your final destination as this beautiful being of light, completely connected to your higher self, living on this planet as a fifth dimensional being is going to happen, whether you commit to it or not, whether you take the correct steps, whether you, move to a certain place or marry a certain person or whatever it is, right? You're still going to get there. So take that pressure off, Let us just relax. Let us just breathe. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. And the most important thing Adama said to me today was, as much as you can, take the pressure off of you. Be as gentle and as kind as you can to yourself and to everybody else. Right? And to come from your heart as much as possible. To come from your heart in every decision you're making. And to start recognizing the difference between the fifth and third dimension as you're moving back and forth between it. So start recognizing when you're living in duality, right, wrong, good, bad, and when you're living from your heart. Right? Because when you're living in your heart, that's fifth dimension. When you're living from your duality, that's the ego, and that's the back and forth, right? Right and wrong, good and bad, commitment, no commitment, just being aware of those differences. And trying to start focusing back on living more in this fifth dimensional space of heart, being in the heart, where everything's okay, where there is no bad, where there is no good. Right? You're just present as much as possible, moving through whatever is presented to you, and you can't do anything wrong. Can't do anything wrong. Hi, Lenny. So, that's my spiel for committing to your spiritual path. I was sitting there like, this doesn't feel good. I don't like this, committing to my spiritual path. I don't like the word. It doesn't feel right. And then it just flew right through me. I was like, oh, that's why. Okay. So anyways, that's my short and sweet. Hi, Sam. Yes, been noticing the merge happening and the differences. Yeah, it's pretty obvious to me right now, but I don't know if it's because I'm up in Mount Shasta. And I'm feeling that really strong energy. I don't know if other people are feeling this major shifting of the 5 and 3D. For me, I'm like, whoa, I'm really freaking noticing it. I don't know. Hi, Mary. I don't know what other people's experiences are, but yeah, it's interesting to watch it all. So I'm going to get going. I am, is there any questions before I, different desires. Yep, different desires, for sure, different desires. I don't even like to go shopping. Like, a friend of mine the other day was like, hey, do you want to go to the mall and get something, and I was like, I don't, no, I don't, there's nothing I want. There's nothing it's a waste of money, you know? Things are just shifting like that. Bye, Chad. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining. This will be on YouTube. I'm going to save this one. And hi, Misty. I'm just getting off now. So this will be on YouTube, and tomorrow will be a live channeling with Adama. So I'm excited to bring him in again and let him speak to you guys. And yeah, that's it. Glad I was here. This was day 22 of IG. 22, man. It's tough getting on every day. Hi, Kirsten. I'm so glad you were here. I've been sharing your YouTube channel. Oh, good. Yay. Yeah, I'm going to keep up doing the YouTube videos, just not the IG lives as much. Oh, thank you, Sam. That makes me feel so good. Thank you. Yeah, getting on here live every day is hard. So, anyways, my loves, I love you all. Thank you for joining. Tomorrow it's back to 11 a.m. So it'll be 11 a.m. again tomorrow and the rest of the week. And so join me tomorrow for a live channeling of Mr. Adama. He comes in opening up your heart, opening up your crown chakra, bringing in your higher self. Whatever else he might do. Who knows? Magical mysteries of Adama. I love you all. Love you, Kat. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Mary, for being here. And you guys have a great rest of your evening. Be gentle with yourselves. Take the pressure off. You don't have to do anything. It's all already happening. And I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Okay, bye.